Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at some of the ticker symbols that were in play today. This video is going to focus on the over-the-counter stocks, both from the blockchain Bitcoin sector and from the marijuana sector as well. So first up, we're going to take a look at DIGAF. Okay, so yeah, some of you may not have heard of this. They are in the Bitcoin blockchain sector. And as you can see here, the chart's really heating up. You have RSI at 60. It's in the 50 to 70 bull zone. Now Fasto's at 58. Both indicators have room to run until overbought levels. There was just a bull cross on ADX with plus DI crossing ADX to the upside. And so the big move today was the break back above the middle Bollinger Band. Notice the candles bounced off of the 50-day simple moving average and the 300-day simple moving average on Friday. And then today there was a nice follow through after the bounce yesterday, and the break today was above this 31 resistance level. And so what you want to see is 31 hold if you're a bull. And then you want to see a run up here to the upper Bollinger Band. 37 is the next resistance level, and then 42. So 37 and 42 are the two big levels to break. A close above 42 would be very bullish, and that should signal it wants to head higher. Notice the nice volume spike today, and MACD is pinched on both time frames, setting up for the bullish crossover on the 8, 13, and 5. Okay, take a look at MGTI. I'm going to show you a weekly chart on this stock. It's up 40% this week. Really great week. It's only Tuesday. So really nice move. As you can see here, it came up and it's filled the jar up to the back to the July of 2000 and this July 2016 high close resistance level, basically at about 430. That's the big level to break. Notice it's come up and it's just about filled that jar here. What we want to see is a close above this closing price from July 2016, and that's going to signal that it wants to break out higher. Now this is looking like a cup and handle pattern. Notice that looks like a cup, and then it looks like a handle has formed here. So you've got the handle, and so you got the cup, the handle, and then now this 43 level from June or the July 2016 resistance level is the neckline, and so a break above that level, that should signal it wants to head higher. So that looks like a nice setup here for a breakout. If it can get above that level, it could run back up to the 5s. You'd be looking at this 560 level as the big target. If it stalls out and it fails to break above this 4 resistance zone, then the candles could work back into the bands, and you'd want to see EMA4 at 296 hold. Okay, let's look at BTCS. The stock is in the bull zone right now on RSI and Fasto, so it's really heating up. You want to see both indicators stay above 50 to show that it's still bullish and in play. If you look here, there's a bullish crossover on ADX with ADX crossing minus DI to the upside. So yesterday there was the big close above the moving averages. It got above the 200, 300, the 50, and the 100-day simple moving averages. And then today there was follow through, but there was a pullback from high of day. It's a very similar setup to the setup over here the last time, the same kind of move. We had the white candle followed by the big run up and the pullback with the long upper wick. They did the same thing over here. That's because they're selling shares. They're diluting. So when you have the dilution, that's what happens. You get the long upper wicks. It does look like the gap below looks just about filled there. What you want to see is the EMA4 at 12.7 and the 100-day simple moving average basically at 13 cents hold. If 13 holds, that's going to signal more upside potential. You don't want to see the share price really dropping back below this closing price here from the 27th of November. You want to see it push higher, and then the big levels to break are going to be the 16 resistance zone up here at 16.5, and then up here at 17.7, the closing price from back here in October, the high close. So the uptrend's intact. It just has to stay above that 100-day simple moving average. Let's look at BTSC. So this had the really nice follow through today. We had a bullish reversal confirmation. So as you can see, the indicators, you have RSI at 61, room to run until overbought levels. At 49.90, you want to see Fasto get back above 50. The close yesterday above the middle Bollinger Band, the dotted purple line at 259 was signaling more upside potential. There was nice follow through today. There was a bullish reversal confirmation. confirmation. Yesterday it looks like bullish one white soldier reversal pattern formed. The one red flag on the chart is the space between these two candles. A pullback down here to the EMA4 at 317 would fill the gap, and so that's the red flag. If it stalls out, and it could pull back and fill that gap. As long as 26 support holds, as long as the middle Bollinger Band's holding, the uptrend's intact. And then what we're looking for now is a break above resistance. You want to see the 45 level break. That's the closing price from back here on the 28th of November. So a close above 45 signals it wants to head higher, fill the break 45, and look for the gap to fill below. Okay, let's look at GAHC. So it's in the bull zone on both RSI and FASTO. This is a chart we've been working on. They both are below overbought levels. ADX shows the bulls are in control. Okay, so it formed a black candle today with a long upper wick with a short candle body. You know, it wasn't a hammer because there's no there's a small upper wick. You know, this is a similar pattern that it's formed before. What you're looking for now is this red descending resistance line that turn into support. The candles need to stay above 0.025. That's where EMA4 is right now. If they can stay above that level, that's going to signal it wants to break out higher. And then you want to see it close above 0.028. Okay, close up above that level, it's going to put 0.0375 on deck. Fail to break 0.028 resistance, and it could pull back. You know, 0.03 is going to be a resistance level to break with the open here. But really, if it gets above 2.8, you know, you should see that run, that push up to 375, and then a break 375, and it's up to 5.5. If it drops below EMA4 and it gets back into this previous channel, that will signal more consolidation. Okay, let's look at SING. Once again, in the bull zone on RSI and FASTO, so both indicators have room to run until overbought levels. And then you've got the bounce yesterday off of EMA 13. The candles pulled back after being above the upper Bollinger Band. You had a 4-day pullback, and then there was a bounce off the orange line, which is EMA 4, currently at 0.0941 or 0.0941. And then today there was another close above EMA's 4 and 8. You want to see the share price hold this 10 cents support level. You want to see 10 remain support. If it turns into resistance, then you could see it consolidate and come down to the middle Bollinger Band, test 0.085. If 10 holds, we're looking for a retrace up here to the upper Bollinger Band at 12.36, and then a test of the December 4th closing price, which is lined up with the upper Bollinger Band. That's the target if EMA's 4 and 8 support hold. Okay, let's look at ATTBF. Okay, this was the big winner today. The cannabis, they are a Canadian marijuana company. They had some news out today, and so it got the share price running. Our RSI is above 70. You have FASTO was lowered because of the long upper wick on today's candle. So there was a big breakout. You know, it had this nice uptrend going. Notice how it broke above all the moving averages here, you know, on you know, back here at in November, and then, you know, by the 13th it was really cruising. Came back down, it tested the 50-day simple moving average and got back above, and today it's back above the middle Bollinger Band. The new uptrend, you know, this uptrend that started in November is intact, and if the candles do cool down and they pull back into the bands, what you want to see is EMA4 at 28 support hold. That's the next support level on the inside. Notice that you've got a PSAR bull flip, a giant volume spike today, and you have bull crosses on both time frames. With the volume spike in the upper wick, it does show that they were, you know, that there was some profit taking, possibly a little dilution. If you look here at the ATTBF weekly chart, you will see that there was a nice breakout this week. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, there was a break above this key high close resistance level for the year, and so that signaled more upside. And then now this week, we have a break above the closing price from 2 weeks ago, and so that signals more upside potential. You know, now it's coming up and it's hitting this prior support zone. Notice how this was a double bottom support zone, and that's where it found resistance today. So now it needs to break above this key level, this 42 resistance level, because what becomes, you know, when it's tested twice like that as big support, it becomes big resistance, and so it needs to break above that level to head higher. If it can, then you're looking at the top up here, you're looking at 70 cents. That'll be a big level to break, and then eventually, you know, it could possibly work its way back up here into the multi-dollar range. We'll have to see it get above 70, and and then Dollarland is always the big level to break. So yeah, so this looks like it's retracing. This is another one of those what we call gap fill plays. We alerted this at much lower levels. So like I've been saying with these Canadian marijuana companies, if they have a federal license to operate, they're pretty golden. Look down here. This is from a penny all the way up to 60 cents. Pretty nice. Pretty cool gains. Yeah, let's look at MRRCF here. Okay, they had some news out today, and yeah, they signed a deal with the pharmacy chain across across Canada. So it's kind of similar to the deal that Afria had. I didn't read the details fully. I just, I'm not going to be claiming the intense DD right here. I'm just saying that they had the nice press release today, and it is signaling more upside potential. It looks like a good deal, like Afria got, recently as well, which is one of the bigger companies. A lot of people haven't heard of Marican. They are a legal marijuana company. They have legal status in Canada, and they bounced off the middle Bollinger Band. It is a thinly traded stock. As long as the middle Bollinger Band at 161 holds, there's more upside potential. What we're looking for now is a break above the closing price here on the first day of December. So that doji right there. If it can break above that, then the next big level is right here, 190. So basically you have the resistance that it's at right now, 182, and then 190. If it closes above 190, then it's on. It should break out higher. Yeah, with the news here, I would be really surprised if it wasn't able to push to new highs. Okay, let's look at EMMBF here. Yeah, this is another marijuana ticker. Okay, so we've been watching this play for a little while, and we had been looking at a longer term. This is one of the stocks that we've been looking at the weekly chart on, and we've been waiting for a break above resistance, and that happened on it is happening this week on the weekly chart, and so that's why I'm showing it to you. And so on the daily chart, you could see here it broke above the 50 and 100-day simple moving averages. So if it stays above 140, that's going to be bullish. So you want to see it stay above 140, and then the next big level to break is 148 and then 153. And so if it can get above those two levels, then you could see a breakout higher, a run possibly up to the recent high close up here at 163. So keep an eye on EMMBF. It's really heating up. It's breaking resistance. If it gets above this 200-day simple moving average, then it's on. Yeah, the 300-day simple moving average is undefined. So this is the top moving average for the stock. This is one that we've been keeping an eye on because it's down at the bottom of the chart on the weekly chart, and so it's one of those ones that has some potential, to heat up. If you look at a longer term chart here, you will see that it's down at the bottom. This is the weekly chart. You could see it just started trading back in December of 2016, and then you could see it was all the way up here at 380. It came all the way down. It's formed a double bottom. See, it bottomed in July, came back up, bottomed again in November, and now what we're looking for is this middle Bollinger Band at 138 to turn into support on the weekly chart. If it can stay above 138, then it could possibly get a new uptrend going. If it can get above this 150 to 160 resistance zone, then it could really get moving. Okay, look at SCNA. This is Smart Cannabis Corporation, and so yeah, they're doing the automated greenhouses for light deprivation black boxes. So for growers that are trying to maximize their harvest and pull off 5 or 6 harvests a year, this is the company that wants to sell you their greenhouse, and the stock is moving today. And so it's at 65 on RSI, at 83 on Fasto. You've got it's pinched here on ADX. You want to see the green line stay above the red line, and so today it was a break above the moving averages. It broke above the 200, the 50, 200, and 100-day simple moving averages, and it ran up to 5 cents and got up to the 5.5 resistance level and pulled back. And so the September high close at 0.055 is the big level to break. It has to get above 5, which is a big resistance level from July. You notice how it pulled back below that level. If it can get back above that level, above 5, and then close above 0.055, then we're looking for a run up to 0.0925. So keep an eye on it for a break above 5.5. Look at the big volume spike. It has some promos going right now. It's involved with some of the other companies like SING, SING, and another stock I'm going to show you here in a second. And so yeah, let's take a look at DRNG. DRNG. And changing gears a little bit, this is a drone company. This is another one that we were stalking the play for quite some time. Finally got this big breakout today, so congrats everybody. Closed up 45%. You have RSI at 64, so still room to run. Fasto's at 88. There was a bullish crossover on 80X with plus DI crossing minus DI to the upside. And so today the big development was the close above the 50-day simple moving average. So yeah, check that out, everybody. We nailed the bottom. Okay, so we called it down here. When this big volume spike happened on the 30th and it was dropping, we had been watching this entire drop every day, just watching, waiting for a break above EMA4. That finally happened on this candle right here, and that signaled that it was heating up. But before that day, what got us was the big volume spike. This looked to us like people were loading. Obviously they were. They had some time to wait. Now they're up, 100% from their investment, it looks like, or at least they're pretty close to that. And so yeah, so now we're looking at the middle Bollinger Band turned into support. It took a while for this thing to set up, but now it's above the 50-day simple moving average. If it can stay above 9 cents, our next target is 18. Notice that it did close above high close resistance as well. That was the closing price from back here on the 23rd of October. So a close above high close resistance and the 50-day simple moving average signals more upside potential. It has to stay above those levels. Keep in mind it is on a 4-day run, so it could cool down. It might get the climax spike. You might get the big push and the pullback. It didn't quite, it didn't have that climax kind of vibe to it, but it was this volume spike after a multi-day run. So it could take a pause and pull back into the bands. It's going to be a good setup if it can stay above 9. If it closes below 9, it could consolidate more. Okay, and one more for this video is AppSwarm, SWRM, another one of the Bitcoin blockchain plays. We had people that were in this early when it first started on the big break, and when it was down here in penny, at a penny, 2 pennies, they were alerting it, I believe, on that day, and yeah, it's been a big winner. It pulled back. We were looking for the bounce off of the EMA's 4 and 8. That did happen. It just was kind of messy the last couple of weeks. The last several trading days, it had been in the sideways pattern, but it was still bullish. It was still holding EMA's 4 and 8, staying above that key support level. And then today it finally broke out higher. And so the closing price on this candle right here was the high close level to break. And they're at basically 0.0067. The close above that signal more upside. The second key level to break was a 0.085, and it closed above that as well. So if it can stay above 0.0085, 10 will be the next level to break. Yeah, so just keep in mind that and I'll do a video on the big board, blockchain and Bitcoin stocks, but there's also a ton of stocks that trade over the counter that are related as well. Okay, thank you for viewing this video. Please check us out in our chat, our mobile stock app. Do my best to put out content all through the day. We have different types of chats, different categories: cryptocurrency, crypto stock chat, marijuana chat, options chat. Just trying to provide a lot of content and keep you updated on all the great plays, and then also educate at the same time. Okay, thank you.